This feels like either too much stuff or not enough stuff for like 3 weeks to a month of my tarot practice. These are my 2 Marseille decks. But then I don't think I am decided. I'm gonna ponder that while that really loud car goes past. Is that everything? No, journals. I hate packing. I hate packing. Hello everybody, it's Sylvie. Welcome or welcome back to Tarot Magpie. I hope you're doing good. I have no idea what this video is going to be titled. I hope I come up with something informative and descriptive before this video goes live, but this is basically going to be me working out my thoughts of what decks to keep out for the next few weeks before I move. I have a moving date. I'm moving up to Scotland in 3 weeks. I am in the process of packing and deciding what I can put away and not look at for like a month or so until it gets unpacked, and what I need to keep out, and that goes of course for tarot as well as everything else in my possession. So I thought I would kind of work that out with you on camera. I thought this might be interesting to watch. I know I'm really nosy and would love to see something like this, so I thought I would just share the process of deciding what stays out and what has to be packed away. It is kind of in a similar vein to the Everyday Carry Tarot tag that Marlena started and that I also did a response to, but this is more of like an extended period of time. This is like, what am I going to be working with for the next minimum 3 weeks, at least a month, before everything is kind of settled and I'm in my new place and all my stuff is out and unpacked. I have a few categories of deck, of type of work. I've got a few decks that I already know are kind of automatic staying out because of different practices I've got. I've got MarseilleForMay, so I already have kind of pre-selected what of my Marseille stuff I'm gonna keep out. Go check out that video if you want to see more. I'm gonna get straight into it. The first deck that is definitely staying out is the Goddess of Love Tarot, because this is my Taurus season daily pull deck. I'm pulling a card every day in Taurus season, having a read of the guidebook, jotting down a couple notes, getting to spend some dedicated time with this deck, and particularly with the guidebook for this deck, because I don't always pull a deck guidebook when I'm reading, so that is something I like about this practice that I do. So the Goddess of Love definitely staying out. As for my Marseille stuff, I am keeping out Tarot on Earth by Tom Benjamin, my Marseille notebook, and my Gay Marseille by Charlie Claire Burgess, as well as the guidebook, which I also have. So that is one Marseille deck. So I think probably also out of my other 3, I think it's either the Dinosaurs or the Spanish Tarot, and I think maybe the Spanish Tarot because this is the most traditional. I did go through this in my MarseilleForMay video, but this is a pretty traditional, straightforward Marseille, whereas the others that I have are all kind of themed, although like the configuration is still the same. Hold on, let me do a little comparison. So I've just pulled them all out to do like a bit of a comparison, because actually the Gay Marseille I think reads like in terms of the pips specifically, reads like a straightforward Marseille easy. Don't think I necessarily need to have both of these out if what I'm concerned with is having one that I can use as a study deck, which is kind of what I got the Spanish Tarot for initially, because the Squid Cake is adorable. They're all really loyal to the configuration of the pips, but the Squid Cake and the Dinosaur Marseille are both very thematic. The Dinosaur Marseille more so, as you can see, the actual symbols of the miners have been altered. We've got ammonites instead of coins. In terms of minimizing the amount of stuff I'm not packing straight away, I don't need the Spanish Tarot. I think these are both really cute, and maybe I'll go with, okay, I'm decided. I'm gonna keep out the Squid Cake. Also, something I'm being mindful of when I'm deciding what to pack is that this is a stressful time. Moving is always a stressful time, and the Squid Cake is particularly soothing to me. I've spoken about this a few times before, so I won't repeat myself again, but I think these work. Also, this is mini, so for the amount of stuff that I'm either going to be packing last minute or fitting into my kind of suitcase for overnight while my stuff is being moved, that doesn't take up too much space. I inevitably will have a last minute, night before the movers arrive, fling everything I'm not taking with me in a suitcase in a box, and so this is small, it doesn't take up too much space. I think that will be easy to do. So these are my 2 Marseille decks, but then I don't think I am decided, because I'm gonna keep all these 3 of these out for the moment, and see where we get to. The Fournier, the Spanish Tarot, is getting packed. This seems like an excessive quantity of Marseille stuff to keep out, but I want to. And then as for my other books, I think I'm gonna pack these pretty last minute, but I'm not dedicated to keeping any of these out. I hate packing, but these will be on standby, but I'm not kind of keeping them out and separate. So these are my like non-negotiables. And actually this isn't too bad. Sticking with the kind of non-negotiables, I need something that is more of like an actual everyday carry. So recently I've been using the Spring Weight by Tarot Collectibles for this. This was in my Spring Decks video, because obviously it's the perfect time of year. I love a Rider-Waite-Smith clone as an everyday carry, and this one is fun, it's springy, it's sparkly, the colours are delicious. I've been using it for weeks, and I'm kind of wanting something also a little bit smaller. So another go-to is obviously the Morgan Greer, which also I'm considering just keeping this one unpacked anyway, because this is a favourite for when I do readings for other people. So if I get any Etsy readings to do, this is a pretty solid one. I pick the deck based on what I think works for that reading, but I have a few that are like solid standby, always going to work. This is one of them. The Golden Tarot by Cat Black is another, and the Guardian of the Night Tarot is another. Like those three can always read for pretty much any situation kind of decks. I wish I had this in a tin, you know. I really wish I had the Morgan Greer in a tin, because then that would be the perfect like everyday carry in my bag deck that is also just very functional and practical. But the Morgan Greer is for sure staying out. The Spring Weight, I think, is not an essential. Speaking of the Guardian of the Night, this lives by my bed, as does the Reclaim Oracle. The Reclaim Oracle I think I might pack away, but I think I want to keep the Guardian of the Night out, because this is another one that is good for like self-soothing when I'm feeling very stressed, which I anticipate might be the case over the next few weeks. Packing and moving is stressful. So I've got my MarseilleForMay, I've got my Taurus season deck, I've got two like forever favorite, can read for anyone and anything, and then the Morgan Greer will probably be my on the go. Speaking of on the go and also just practical readers, can read for anyone in any situation, the Fifth Spirit is really one of those for me. So that I kind of want to keep access to. I don't think there's anything else I really don't want to put away or wouldn't want to have easy access to that I can't think of. But also because I am a maximalist and I like stuff, I want some like extra stuff that I just am really into at the moment. So I have two of my newest decks, the Witch Sister, which is in such a big box, the Witch Sister and the Shadowscapes are both new to me. I did a haul a little while ago. These are both new to me and I just really want to play with them. The Witch Sister, I think especially, is definitely staying out, because this is based on Scottish witchcraft and folklore, because the creator is Scottish and I'm moving to Scotland. So I'm like, I want to be reading this. And then, like I say, the Shadowscapes, also new to me. Also, just want to have a play. Speaking of having a play, I also really want to keep the Death Doula out, because this is also new to me. The Death Doula and the Witch Sister especially, I want to film like second impressions videos on. So I need to have a play with them to be able to do that. So these two I think I'll keep out. The Shadowscapes, maybe not. And then the Ritual, I kind of don't want to put the Ritual away either. Okay, that's it for decks for the minute. Other books. Cartomancy in Folk Witchcraft by Roger J. Horne. I also mentioned this in my Marseille video. This is a book club read and also has some Marseille tie-ins. Eventually, I will have some time to dig into this properly and like participate in book club discussions. But this is staying out. It's also kind of mini, so that works. And then along with that, I'm also keeping out a playing card deck, which I have yet to scribble some like keywords and things on, but that's staying. Okay, as for other books, can you see this enormous stack? These are what I want to keep out and have access to, but obviously we're going to thin that down. Tarot for Yourself workbook by Mary Greer. Realistically, am I going to touch this in the next 3 weeks to a month with the Marseille study? No, that can be packed. Tarot for Transformation. This is enormous. This is a journaling prompt kind of workbook. Again, realistically, am I going to have time to dig this out? No. Also, this is bloody massive, so I think this one can get packed away. The Tarot Spreads Yearbook. I've been working through this very slowly. I haven't touched it in at least a month. It's been hectic, and I've been using this with the Ritual Tarot. Not exclusively on purpose. I just haven't wanted to use anything else with this yet. But It's a workbook of 52 spreads through different seasons of life, seasons of self, like care, change, shadow, and growth. So different like phases that we all find ourselves in. Again, realistically, I think this can be packed away. Right, these are two of my newest books, so I want to keep them out because they're new, but I think they can get packed away as well. Finding the Fool can definitely get packed away because I said to myself and or in a video that I'm going to finish reading through and annotating Radical Tarot before I dive into Finding the Fool. So Finding the Fool definitely can be packed away. Radical Tarot, obviously staying put. Tarot for the hard work. Like I say, it's new, but it's full of exercises. It's very much a kind of workbook. I think there's probably some like journaling type stuff in here. It's one to dig into, which again, I don't think I'm going to have the time for. I'm going to be busy. I have other stuff to kind of work on and work through. So this one I'm going to pack away and save for a little bit later on when I have more time. Radical Tarot definitely staying out. Tarot Spreads is one of my favorite books, and also I'm doing a lot of kind of spread crafting right now. So I like having this to like have access to because there's a lot of like design principles and how to modify a spread. I just like having this as a reference. I actually have filmed. It's kind of like a workshop a tarot spread with me, or like test drive a tarot spread. That is filmed. That's going to go up, I think, this Sunday. What is time? That's going up though, so keep your eyes out for that. But I kind of do want to have this accessible. This one definitely isn't getting immediately packed away. Your Tarot Court by Ethany Dawn. Oh, I've not been saying the author of all of these books, but everything will be in the description. So if I've just said the title and you haven't been able to see the author, it will be in the description if you want to go check it out for yourself. I'm wanting to keep this out at least at first, not so much because I am struggling with the court cards, which is why I initially bought this, but because one of the things I'm working on is this elemental court card kind of thing. So this is another one I like having out as a reference because this is all about the 16 court cards and it approaches them in a few different ways, which I just like having as a resource and a reference. So this one, both of these, which are actually for what might become the same project, what might get split up, I'm not sure. I'm still kind of, it's all taking shape. It's a tarot, court cards, elements, spreads, something. These are not getting put away straight away. These are probably going to go into my like last minute box before I move because I don't need them immediately accessible. And look, I'm only moving to Scotland, which, you know, I'll say goodbye to my stuff and then I'll have it again a couple days later. I don't need to pack this in a suitcase because all of my tarot stuff would be a suitcase by itself. But these two I'm definitely holding on to for the moment. And then 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack, which I've just not read. I've been just feeling the urge to have this accessible recently. So when I'm doing a reading for myself or just having a thought about a tarot card as we do, I've been liking having this accessible, and then sometimes I'll pull it out and just see what Rachel Pollack has to say about, for instance, the devil. So I don't know. This might get packed away immediately or it might get packed away last minute. I will see. I probably don't need to keep this out. But I feel like I should have a Rider-Waite-Smith book. Like I've got all my Marseille stuff. I've got my Cartomancy. I feel like I should have, although this is a Rider-Waite-Smith book. Radical Tarot is Rider-Waite-Smith. And, you know, the internet exists. All of my notes exist on my laptop, which I will absolutely have accessible. I don't know. And then I've also got a couple of astrology books. So Astrology for Mystics, I have been reading and taking some notes, and I really want to keep this one out because I want to finish taking the notes that are relevant to me and my chart. And then I can kind of decide, do I want to keep it in my collection? And then decide if I want to move it along or move it to Scotland. Also, it will just be a bit of a kick to actually finish taking notes on this book because I only have a couple of bits that are relevant to me because I just have, you know, the bits that are my signs in the water houses. So it won't take me long to finish taking what I want to take from this, and then I can decide if I want to keep it on hand for other people or just other reference. You know what I mean? So this is a priority. This one's staying out for sure. I've been in an astrology mood, so I want to keep You Were Born for this out as well. I've just been on a bit of an astrology kick. Okay, my camera was full, but I'm basically saying this is going to be a priority to actually finish taking my notes. And then realistically, I'll probably take it up to Scotland with me. But just in case I decide I've got what I want and I don't need to keep it, I want to move it along before I move it to Scotland. This one I'm also going to keep accessible for now, and I think I'm going to keep, these four like accessible for now, and then they can go in my last minute box. Radical Tarot, absolutely not going anywhere. It's just a bit of a Bible for me at the moment. And then Shadowscapes, I think, is going to be accessible for now, but get packed away before I actually leave. Probably also Ritual is accessible for now. Death Doula is accessible for now. Witch Sister probably will be accessible for now, although I want to read the book. I need to read the book before I make any super final decisions. Not that this needs to be a final decision, but I'm just trying to like think things through. Is that everything? No, journals. My god. So this is my it's a bit of a shambles at the moment because I've been so busy. I'm only now catching up on so this is going to be Taurus season. I'm behind. I haven't done it yet. But yeah, so I've been doing my decorating and I'll be able to get back into them. But this is my everyday tarot journal, which I fully intend to keep out. Ooh, but that means I want an oracle or two for my daily pulls. I've got the Death Doula. That's an oracle deck. Is it a daily pull oracle deck though? That is the question. Unsure, I'll return to that. Then my other journal is my just straightforward journal, so I'm not going to show you inside this one because it's very personal. But if I'm packing away the journaling prompts book by Dreya Blume, I'm probably also going to pack this away. My laptop exists if I feel like I want to do a brain dump kind of journal. I can type that, that's fine. So this can be packed. And that is all I have in the way of physical tarot journals. So back to my daily tarot drawers. I like to pull a tarot and an oracle. So if these are who I'm keeping out, also we've got the Ritual, we've got Shadowscapes. Who would work with these? And what kind of, I feel like the Morgan Greer is not a daily draw deck. It's not. I don't know why. So Ritual, Shadowscapes, Death Doula, also the Witch Sister, which I buried. And I feel like this covers all my bases. I've got a little bit the Witch Sister's maybe not going to be because I feel like I need to learn this deck a little bit. But Guardian of the Night, Fifth Spirit, Ritual, Shadowscapes all would work quite well, I think, for a daily draw. Then we have my favourite oracles. We have the Outgrow Yourself, which, yes, I'm keeping that one out. The Animal Apothecary is a favourite oracle. And I also feel like I might want some looking after or just some quite positive, good vibes cards. I might keep the Secret Language of Colour out and then pack them away last minute because it's improve your vision, awaken your creativity, nourish your body and soul. Is that going to be what I want on a daily basis? No, I don't think it is. I think I want something a little bit more practical than that. So actually, I think between the Animal Apothecary, which is kind of positive but also has some practicality to it and it's not good vibes only. It's not toxic positivity, it's just positive. So this also goes with so many decks. I don't know if it goes with any of these, but I like the Animal Apothecary. I talk about the Outgrow Yourself constantly. I love this deck. This works as a single card pull. Yeah, this is the kind of positivity I think I need. It's a little bit spiky, it's a little bit aggressive. It's not toxic positivity, it's just aggressive positivity. Expose your true self. Risk everything to gain everything. Okay, this feels like an awful lot of stuff. My table is absolutely full of things that I'm going to keep out for the next month. Am I going to touch all of these decks in a month? What have I got? Okay, I've got playing cards and 3 Marseille decks for my study. I've got Morgan Greer and the Guardian of the Night, which are essentials for me and for other people. The Fifth Spirit also an essential for me and for other people. These I think are staying put. Outgrow Yourself also kind of an essential. And then Shadowscapes, Death Doula, Ritual, Witch Sister and Animal Apothecary I think I'm going to keep out and accessible, and then they're going to go in my last minute final things box. And then I've also got the Goddess of Love, which is my daily draw for Taurus season. If I find myself really slipping with that, I can always pack this and just have Taurus season be full of gaps in my journal. That is fine. And then I can decide. I probably will pack these 2 away in my last minute box and just keep the Gay Marseille out for, I've got a long journey up to Scotland, which I will be getting the train for probably. So maybe I'll do some Marseille study or some Cartomancy study on the train up. Okay, is that everything? I think that's everything. I think that is everything that I'm gonna keep out and accessible for the next 3 weeks. And then either last minute pack or pack in my suitcase. That's not too much stuff, it all fits on my desk. I feel like I've done quite well. And then a good chunk of it is going to get packed in a last minute box. I think I'm pretty pleased with that. So everything else I can actually pack, which is nice. Well, I say that. I'm going to film an absolute ton of videos in the next 48 hours, and then I'm going to pack them all into a box. So hopefully you won't notice anything different on the channel over the next month or so. I'm really behind with replying to comments because I've been too busy to live, and that might be the case, but hopefully the videos will still be going up. Anyhow, this is a long one. Probably. There's probably a lot of rambling I can cut out, so maybe not, we'll see. This has basically been, I'm realizing you've just been body doubling me while I've been figuring this out, so thank you so much for being here. I really hope you've enjoyed or found this interesting. I like seeing people's thought processes and stuff like this, so hopefully you do too. Let me know what you think. Does this seem like a ludicrous quantity of decks to keep out for 3 weeks, or does it seem like not enough? I'm gonna ponder that while that really loud car goes past. Ooh, also let me know if you want some kind of unpack my decks and figure out my new storage situation when I move, because I love that kind of thing. I know that there was a tag going around by EveryDayCarryTarot, which was a like, where do you keep your decks? How do you store your decks? So maybe I can do that in my new place once I know what I'm doing. Let me know if you'd like to see that. Part of me thinks this isn't enough stuff, but that is because I am a maximalist and also don't like to make decisions, and I like having options. But anyhow, I'm going to leave this one here. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you enjoyed. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me. Give me a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.